Ev to Phil, October 27th, 1942, 7:30 p.m. Darling hubby, received yours of the 25th. Glad to hear your luck is continuing. That story was cute too. I'm sorry to hear the package hasn't arrived. I'm afraid it won't ever if this keeps up. Let me know immediately as I'm on pins and needles. I worked all day and we're $4.53 richer. I'm supposed to work next Wednesday morning, but she's not positive. I don't think she'll give me the rest of the postals to address, and I'm not sorry because it's tiresome work. Winter arrived today. It was sunny and lovely, but freezing cold. I forgot to tell you the Wyman sold the car for $60. Dot called me this evening and read me your letter. Very nice. She complains of the same type of pain as I have under the ribs. The doctor told her the pressure of, quote, her son, end quote, is pressing on her gallbladder. Yep, he says, son. Dod will probably tell you all about it when she writes to you. I weighed myself on Miss Hahn's scale and it said 128, which means I've gained 14¼ pounds so far. Lil also received your letter. Myra called me too and told me about it. Eddie has been home almost every day this week. I don't know how he does it. Neither does he. Tomorrow we're having company for supper. Gloria's mom, and Harry says he's bringing some girl home. Her name, which we all thought was cute, is Goldie Silver. Did he take a ribbing? Did he blush? I finally managed to get Jack Ann to write, but what happens when he finally gets settled? A blackout. However, he mailed his letter this morning, and you will probably get it with this. He won't let me read it, saying it was rather personal, so I'm depending on you to tell me the contents. Gloria has started a letter to you, and so has Ruthie and Eddie. Not bad. Gloria asks everyone if they formed a, quote, Write to Phil club, end quote. Everyone seems to be writing at the present moment, including yours truly. Whether they will all reach you at the same time is still a question. Miss Hahn's stamped envelopes are sure saving us a lot of postage money. Phil, dearest, I always like to write to you in the evening, better than any other, page 2, time, for it's almost like being with you. It keeps me from feeling lonesome, and ordinarily we would actually be together. Gloria once asked me why I don't write in the morning instead. I purposely keep out of the kitchen, giving everyone an opportunity to help Mom in the evening. I usually help 3 or 4 times, and if I didn't have something else to do, I'd probably do it 7 times. I also told her I'm not in the mood in the morning, and I feel as if you were here when I write to you in the evening. No reply, and now we all take chances with the dishes. Leave it to me. I had a bad night yesterday, hardly slept at all. I had a slight backache for the first time. The pressure of the baby is making itself felt, and I'm certainly glad that I was so small all along. I pity the poor women who are large from the beginning. I'm getting a little impatient. I can't wait for the day when I'll be with you and baby. It all sounds deliciously delicious. Then I'll be able to hold my babies, as you once said. I cherish each sweet letter from you, my beloved daddy-to-be. Jack N. is home early again, and he and Harry went dancing. He wants to get more work done during the day, thereby giving him the evenings. By doing this, he will be able to ask for another raise, displaying his versatility by being able to complete all the work required during his 8-hour day. Then he will be earning as much as if he were working overtime. He netted $65 last week, but believe me, he worked for it. Have you decided what to do about this weekend? I'm anxiously awaiting your decision. Don't worry, baby. I won't be too let down if you decide it's best to wait. It will be just that much sweeter when I do see you, which I earnestly hope will be soon. Mom tells me that Mickey Brown actually cried, hating the Army for all it's worth. He's in bad shape and it's not helping his wife, Mom, or Dad any. I can imagine how that family feels now. Our family is pretty lucky. Every male member who is eligible, with the exception of Jack and Harry, is now in, and they number 9. Speaking of 9, it's nearly 9 o'clock now, and being sort of tired, I think I'll relax in your strong protecting arms and go to dreamland with you. You're so sweet. Page 3. Me. Just one more kiss. Love from one and all, especially us. Affectionately yours, Evie. Glory be. Gloria just dropped our iron and broke it. Last week she broke the butter dish, and the week before oh well, sometimes I wonder. Phil to Evelyn, Tuesday, October 27th, 4:30 p.m. My dear wife, Evie, today dawned clear and cold again. The routine was the same as always. In the afternoon, we learned some jiu-jitsu, which is always interesting. The boys are getting 3-day passes this weekend, providing they live within 250 miles. Those that are unfortunate enough to live further away just don't get any, which was a kick in the pants for your doting hubby. I had planned to surprise you this weekend, but the lieutenant knocked that bright idea into a cocked hat. But don't give up the ship yet, sweet, because next week I'm going to apply for 5-day furlough on the plea that I must get home to arrange for your confinement and to make financial arrangements for the hospital. I don't know whether I'll have any success, because I myself heard the lieutenant turn down some pretty worthy applicants. Nevertheless, I'm going to try. So if you can scrape together $5 from someplace, please send it along. I may use it, and then again I may not. If I don't get the pass, I'll return the money. Incidentally, you may sign the dividend check if you like. Your sweet letter of the 24th and 25th arrived this morning, and it made me determined to try to get home, even if it's for a day. I miss you terribly, baby, and the desire to see you is overpowering. I can scarcely contain myself, and if I get any more impatient, I may even try to get home this weekend, in spite of the lieutenant's admonition not to, page 2, bother him if the distance was more than 250 miles. I'm trying like hell to forget it till next week, but I'm all sore inside with frustrated longing. I don't know what I'll do if I get turned down. Just suffer along, I guess. Already I'm bracing myself so it won't be so hard to take if he says no. As close as I can figure, it's about 6 to 7 weeks to your confinement. I'll apply for a furlough about November 28th, giving them about 2 or 3 weeks' notice. As for not coming in until you get home from the hospital, just forget about it. I want to be there to share a little of the misery when the time comes, if it's at all possible. Your suggestion was splendidly unselfish and quite in keeping with the noble character and selfless devotion you have always evidenced in my behalf. But I know you don't really expect me to ignore the fact that you're going through hell all alone when it is in my power to accompany you, or at least stand by and lend what moral and spiritual support I can. No, baby, no one knows better than I what this pregnancy has cost you. It's just not fair that you be asked to bear the burden alone, when in all justice, half the load should rest on my shoulders. We've been through a lot of trouble since we've met, sweet, and always have we worked side by side and each for the other to come through to the right side of adversity. Do not ask me, Evie, to move over and let you take it all on yourself. Remember, we're still partners and always will be. I love you so much. Your adoring Phil. P.S. My love to all. Gloria Strongman to Phil, October 27, 1942. Dear Phil, It did not occur to me that any news could be new to you after getting Ev's daily letter, so I thought I would allow myself the unusual privilege of reading your letters without having to answer them. However, I know how it feels to be away from home, and the more mail the merrier, huh? This is being banged off on the government's time and paper, but then my conscience doesn't bother me. Writing to an Army fellow is the civilian's duty, to boost morale and all that sort of stuff. Note how neatly I justify my conscience, ? There is a lull here at the office, and everyone is fighting for the little work there is. So who am I to deprive the girls of my work? Besides, I rather type to you. If you notice any stiffness, you'll know it's the military influence. After writing military correspondence all morning, there's bound to be a little formality in one's system. In fact, I was almost going to say, attention is invited to the formality of this letter, ... It gets you after a while. To add to everything, my supervisor has asked me to take a military correspondence school here, as my duties will soon include making up my own letters. I'm being trained for her position. I get the nicest jobs. On top of all my other troubles, I have consented to be the reporter for our weekly publication, quote, Signals, end quote. It's just a gossip column, so I thought 10 minutes of my time every week wouldn't be sacrificing much. However, after a talk with the editor, I was quickly disillusioned. Outside of the fact that the War Department does not care for articles that end with quotation marks or question marks, does not approve allusions to the War Department or Army life, and dislikes any reference to the lighter side of life here, you can write anything. Everything you write is taken apart, word for word, and analyzed, examined, and re-examined by the department head, the editorial staff, Washington officials, and a brigadier. Spelling? General, so only a miracle can save an article intact for publication. The editor earnestly assured me that the same procedure is used for all daily newspapers now. Don't I get myself into the swing of things, though? Notice all the question marks I love to use. Between the military correspondence school and journalism meetings, I guess I'll keep pretty busy. To get to the brighter subjects, Jack and I celebrated our 3rd anniversary month last Saturday. We went downtown, saw my sister Eileen, which I agree with you is swell, and attempted to get into a nightclub. We had to settle, imagine my saying that word, for the Music Village, as we couldn't get in anywhere else. It was pretty nice, and Jack and I had a grand time making the place over in our minds. Evelyn told me that you did the same thing. We were going to continue this celebration this Saturday. We have to get that nightclub in, but since we were invited to a Halloween party by one of the girls in the office, it will have to be deferred again. Page 2, later at home. My work caught up with me just as I finished the page. My supervisor had me type some of her personal mail, as if I don't have enough of my own. Please excuse written page, but don't feel like touching a typewriter after office hours. Anyway, you'll appreciate my typewritten page better. Had a hectic evening crowned by my dropping the iron. Mom could have crowned me. Jack is trying to repair the damage, but sends regards. Anyway, I'm writing enough for both and over. But you asked for it, remember? Next time you'll know better. It looks like you're getting in a lot of movies. You sure are getting ahead of Ev and Junior. What's new with you? When will you start school? Or is that a military secret? We hear so much about the shortage of skilled help. It's surprising they don't hurry your course up. Guess I'll end off. There's enough here to make up for at least 5 letters. But when I get started, I go on and on and on. The proverbial brook has nothing on me. Keep well, Phil, and try to write as soon as possible. Love, Gloria. Ruth Powler to Phil, 10/27/42. Dear Phil, how are you? Did you get the package? If so, let us know. I suppose you already know that my dad is home, and he sends his best wishes to you. We got reports Monday, October 26, 1942. I got a fair one as far as I'm concerned, but I could have done much better. Do you go to school yet? When you get through, page 2, using the stationery and cigarettes I sent you, let me know and I will send you some more. I hope the stationery will do because it was the best I could do right now. While I was writing this letter, I was listening to Money in the News, and just as I finished writing the sentence before this, someone had just, page 3, won a $90 prize, and right after that, someone won a $25 prize. So far, no luck has knocked on our door. You would have got a good laugh a while ago if you were here. Jack Nierenberg and your brother Harry were running themselves ragged getting, page 4, themselves clean to go out on a date. Phil, is there anything you would like me to send you that is besides your wife? If there is, let me know. Now don't be shy. Hope I'll be seeing you soon. We all send our regards to you, especially your wife. Love, Ruth. Postcarded from Milton S. Brown, October 27th, 8:30 a.m. Dear Phil, just received a letter from wife and she gave me your address. Nothing new with me, working hard and sleeping good. Had Sunday off, so it gave me a good chance to catch up on some letters. That's about all the news for the present time. Write to you again soon. Your loving cousin, Milt.